Hello, welcome in the Composer course. My name is Radek and I will be your guide through the Composer world. After this course, you should be able to use Composer freely in your projects. I will also teach you how to make your own library installable by Composer and how to publish it to the wider audience. But at the beginning, let's start from explaining what Composer is anyway. If you have experience with other languages, Composer is very similar to Node's NPM, Ruby's bundler, or Python's PIP. Saying simply, it's a tool for dependency management in PHP. It automatically installs specified dependencies for your project. Going further, if one of libraries you want to use has its own dependencies, Composer will install them too. Only one additional file is needed for that. But don't worry, Composer has become de facto non-official standard in PHP world, and very likely library you want to use is already adapted to work with Composer. You may say, hey, doesn't PHP has this package manager called peer? Yep, it does. But peer and Composer work a little bit differently. While peer installs dependencies on system level, Composer does it locally. This way, when you have different projects on the same system, each of them can use different versions of dependencies without breaking each other. It's possible to install packages globally using Composer, but it's not recommended to do so, unless we talk about some utilities like PHP Unit, PHP Code Sniffer, etc. We will cover this too. Another thing with peer is fact that it requires specific package structure, while Composer does not, only one file. But if you're a fan of some peer packages, Composer allows you to install them too. I will teach you how to do that later. Before we go further, let me show you a working example. Then through the course you will understand step by step why, and what's more important, how it worked. Let's assume that you work on some project and you will need some logging mechanism. Of course, you could write this part yourself, but how about using something already done? Quite popular logger in PHP world is Monologue, so let's use that. Now, I could go to the project page, download an archive, extract it, require some needed files and then start playing with it. Assuming of course that Monologue does not have its own dependencies. By the way, it does, which is phpFig log. I will show you a much simpler way. I will create a simple file called composer.json. In this file, I will create a require key, which is an empty object at least for now. I will add information about what I want, and I want Monologue. Then I need to specify in which version I want it. Let's make it any. When this file is created, I will call composer install in my main directory. This is the same directory where the file is located. Composer pulled dependencies which I specified, but if you look closely you will notice that it also pulled this PSR log thing. What happened here? Exactly what package managers are meant for. Composer automatically resolves dependencies. It noticed that Monologue requires PSR log and download it automatically. Let's check if it's working. I will create a simple file here, which is called index.php. Inside this, I will require once this vendor autoload PHP file. Don't worry about this now, I will explain this in further episode. Now I will create a logger. New Monologue logger, give it some name, basic, and let's add some debug message. Hello. And when I run this now, you will see it's working. I hope that I caught your attention. In next episode, like I said before, you will learn why and what is more important, how it worked. So, hope to see you there.